Hey there, how are you? Hope your day is excellent so far. I wanted to check in with you with what I think is really a cool idea. And it was passed along to me by someone who had just completed step one of Be Your Purpose. And I thought, what a great story or a metaphor to share. So I want to share it with you. It really brought new light to the process of Be Your Purpose and tied it, I think, really concretely to something that we all potentially can relate to. She told me that she's a tennis player, and I am too. I grew up as a tennis player, and she said that she heard Billie Jean King, and Billie Jean King is one of the greatest female tennis players, champions in history, winner of just countless titles. And she used to teach other people how to play tennis. And what she would say is that when you wake up in the morning and before you go to sleep at night, you need to close your eyes and imagine yourself swinging and hitting perfectly 50 forehands in a row and 50 backhands in a row. And this was 40 years ago, I'm guessing, but somewhere in there, 40, probably maybe 50 years ago. And Billie Jean King had an intuitive understanding, like all the greats in sports do, that visualizing what you want to do to perform as a way of practicing is just as effective as, and perhaps more so than actual practice, in the sense that when you visualize it, you practice perfectly, if you know how to practice perfectly. And what this new user was pointing out to me is that she understood step one of Be Your Purpose to be saying exactly that same thing, but instead of with respect to tennis, with respect to connecting to your purpose. She saw that, and I was so pleased to hear it. The process of Be Your Purpose, 10 steps, was leading you through understanding how to shift into that experience of being connected to your purpose. And when you repeat that process over and over through practice, through the steps, and then through your mind exercises, that the same process is happening as happens when you visualize outer world skill, like hitting a tennis ball perfectly, right? So first you have to understand how to stroke the ball perfectly, and first you have to understand how to connect to your personal sense of life purpose perfectly, and then you need to practice with repetition, connecting over and over, so that whenever you get disconnected, your body knows exactly how to access that state that is connected to your purpose on demand, just like under the pressure of a tennis match. If you've practiced repetitively the perfect forehand, it's there for you automatically to serve you the way that you want it to in the big moments. And so I love that analogy. I wanted to share it with you, and it has inspired me today for our mind exercise to do reps of the epic shift, of actually the resolved epic shift. And we're going to do a number of them in our mind exercise today over and over. It's a new process that you haven't done before. And this is a way of reinforcing the learning that's happened so far. Now, I have to tell you, just as with a tennis player or a musician who's practicing the scales, repetition can be challenging, right? It's not always exciting to do the same thing over and over. But greatness, achieving what you want to achieve, becoming your purpose, requires practice, right? And here is the most efficient way that the brain science has told us that we can practice. And I've seen over and over with people who dedicate themselves to this, including myself, that the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. And then practice becomes automatic because you're doing it throughout your day. It's not arduous anymore. And all of a sudden, it is just serving you. And of course, you're enjoying the practice. Particularly at the beginning, though, we got to do our reps. We have to work out. All right, so let's do some mind exercise. Have an amazing day, and let's get on with it.